Howdy, thanks for watching the video. If you read the title, you know what this is going to be about. So, essentially, on one of my previous videos talking about a plan to create a society with an inability to produce dangerous amounts of corporate greed, I was asked in the comments, how is this communist society going to work, and why haven't people tried it before? And there are a few reasons. First of all is, of course, that there is more or less a paywall to any sort of societal development. And you know damn well that rich people tend to be capitalists, at least in America. There is also a second reason, which is it is not actually a communist idea. Communism, as an ideology, refers to wanting to remove money and ownership from a society. Basically meaning everything is communally owned. Everyone or I guess no one technically owns anything, but everyone has an equal share of what is available. What I'm suggesting is not communism, it is free market capitalism with some socialist tendencies. And I guess really, people usually hear there are no billionaires in communism, which is not the case, because it is still capitalist. There is still capital or money in that society. There is still going to be a slight class difference depending on how much you earn. It just prevents you from creating an all-powerful owning class who control everything. It gives the people individual power over their means and production without actively allowing people to hoard resources to a point where they become a ruling class. On another note as well, is that I was also asked in the comments as well. You could probably find the exact comment, because I'm not by any means a big channel in my previous videos, but they were asking, essentially, why don't create a communist society with, like a small town with, laws pertaining to communism or socialism, or this free market capitalism values with checks set in place. And the answer to that is you can't really start a country, unfortunately. Everything is owned by everyone with the exception of, I think, Antarctica. And, damn well the US is not going to be giving up jurisdiction over a certain amount of land. So, essentially, the reason for that is because, we'd be subjected to the laws of the US in this context, or wherever this would happen, because you would not be recognized as your own nation or country. You would essentially still be legally bound to the country of occupation that the society exists in, and you would also be legally bound to those laws. So you'd still have to pay taxes to that country and government. You would still have to deal with their shitty zoning laws, because, by the way, fuck the homeowners association. But that's some of the other reasons, is you can't really create your own economic policy that easily if you already exist within the jurisdiction of a separate economic power. Of course, there is also a slightly, a slightly different reason for this as well, which is that how I'm planning on at least implementing this in the short term, while, societally speaking, it's still small, is helping people to purchase land within the area. And then, instead of charging, a fee for the loan that they had, saying if you want to join the society proper, you have to pay back your loan, but we're not going to be predatory about it. That is one of a few different ideas, which is actually unlikely that we're going to go that route. We're likely just to help people in with it and select people to help who would be willing to sign a legal construct or a legal contract to cap their income and have any additional income pooled um, for community use and voted upon, which more or less just means you get a voting license over what the jackpot money actually does in exchange for anything over a certain yearly income becoming part of that fund, essentially. Mind you, like this is land in the middle of nowhere. For the most part, it's just going to be homesteaders. So we're likely not to be going to be making enough money to actually add to that pot substantially, with the exception of donations from other